Hello, Mr. Conrad. My name is Dennis Ames, and it is nice to meet a fellow veteran in class. It's always fun to get to work with other veterans, so we kind of have to stick together. I hope this video finds you well and provides an outside set of eyes for some feedback. Now, what I like most about your website is the simplicity across the board. This makes the website easy to navigate from one page to another, straight to your contacts, straight to the portfolio. Everything is well organized in here. I will say I do appreciate the different types of videos you have in your portfolio as well. This really shows off your variety of skills as a cinematographer. Personally, I would love to add more videos to my website. However, the only videos I have are what I've shot with Full Sail, and they're all right there on my website. So it is what it is. I'll add to the collection as time goes on. Okay, so now I want to move to the About page. And I'm wondering, what were you mostly trying to highlight in your About page? Just from my perspective, it seemed to be more about your military and civilian background, which is great, by the way, but rather than your professional background as a cinematographer. Um, it is good to make the page about us, but there has to be a way to tie in your talents and history to with what a customer is looking for. For example, excuse me, if I'm looking for a cinematographer, I want to know what skills and tools they possess that can help me either build my brand or be that person I need for a specific event. Kind of need to brag about yourself as a cinematographer, a producer, a writer. Full Sail has given us so many hats to wear. Brag about yourself under all those hats. I think that'd be really great for a customer to go, okay, this guy really knows what he's doing here. Um, One other recommendation I have is I would avoid putting anything negative about yourself in your about page or a bio or anything like that. I do understand that you're conveying life's obstacles that you've overcome. Um, but to me, this made your about section a bit too long, and I didn't really have a good connection with you as a cinematographer. You know, if I could recommend talking more about the specific gear you use, and then talk about how you want to bring their ideas to reality through like the lens in your direction, if that makes sense. Okay, so moving on. I apologize, I'm a little under the weather this week, so. Alright, so for suggestions, the first thing I did notice about your website is that you do not have a homepage. And this is where you can really highlight one or two of your best pieces of work. And then I would also add just a small paragraph to pull a customer in. Highlight yourself as a director and a producer to let the audience know that you are who they're looking for. Imagine them walking in the door. How would you greet them? What would you tell them about your credentials? So I do enjoy a homepage that highlights a little bit of everything from the website itself. I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but that is exactly what we do with these websites. Sometimes you may get on one and it's covered in ads and click here for this and click here for that, and those websites are no good and they're not going to make any money. But the homepage, this is where we get customers in the door and allow them to come in and look around. I think you could make a pretty amazing homepage that would really pull people in, because the rest of your website is, pretty great as far as customers interacting with it and things like that. It makes it super simple. So, um, yeah, your page here, your contact page, this is great. You've got your phone number here, email here. I already went through and looked at, your social media links. I know they all work well. And then, hey, send me a message. These are great. These are perfect for the contact page. So, one final note that I would make is your brand in the upper right hand corner. If you can make that just a little bit larger, for guys like me that don't have the greatest vision, and the reason being is it is a little hard for me to read new media event manager. I would find a way to expand on that. So Bill Conrad, new media event manager. You really want that to be visible so they know who Bill Conrad is. And then also your logo at the bottom here in the footer, just off center. I would just go in there and pull it to the right, center it off of this. Pull this to the left here. That's just, yeah. Pull this one into the left and kind of center them off of this guy, and you'll be squared away right there. So, um, otherwise, I think you've done some great work here with your website, and I hope it attracts the people that you're looking for. Um, Personally, I have to say I absolutely love having the Wix website. It gives us the power to keep it updated with fresh content whenever we want, whenever we can, and we can lay it out however we want. So I think it's an amazing program. Definitely going to stick with it. So, again, great job on the website. It was nice working with you, and I was glad to meet another veteran in class. So, that's all I have. Thank you for now. Bye.